Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Cookie Monster of ProForgeRacing bringing you my 83rd ForgER review, Ultima Awesome. Ultima Awesome is a Slayer and racetrack ForgER, and right here is the first map of the review, which is the Slayer map called Nature. And this map's pretty cool. It's got two levels. It's got like a higher up level and a lower down level. And I think it's supposed to kind of feel like you're in like a jungle because it's called Nature, like you're out in nature, and it has glowing green lights and stuff. And as you can see, it looks pretty cool with the fighting going down on the top and bottom. I'm pretty sure most of his Slayer maps are only meant for, I think it says in the description of the maps, it's like 10 or 12 or so, but I had like a full lobby of people, so it was a lot of fun. A little chaotic, and especially because the spawning is meant for less people. The spawning isn't, you know, perfect when you play with more people than it says to. However, it still works, and this map is so much fun when you play with a ton of people. This was actually a really cool game because I think I was in last like the whole game, and then I ended up winning, or I came in second at least, and I was in like close to last all game, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, this is an awesome map. I really like this one, and especially because I think it's one of his earliest Slayer maps. Definitely really liked it. It's there's not a whole lot to the map. There's just, you know, there's not a whole lot he put down. You could tell there's probably a ton of budget left. So it would have been cool if he did a little bit more with that budget, you know, scenery or something. But I mean, it's still a great map. This next map is also a Slayer map. This one is called Paraboss. Nature is a free-for-all map, and all his maps are awesome because in the description they say whether it's free-for-all or Team Slayer. A few of his maps coming up, I play Infection on them, but they're for Infection and free-for-all. This one, however, is Team Slayer. Again, it's called Paraboss, and it's pretty much just two sides with like a bridge that connects the middle. And there's a boat and stuff. There's some pretty cool scenery. There's a little house right here that I'm about to walk in. And so he made the map look nice. Again, I'm pretty sure he had some budget left over. It's not a huge map. It uses a lot of just like the standard, you know, terrain in the game, as opposed to like, you know, an indoor map that he created. However, it's still a really fun map. And I can't remember who it is off the top of my head, but I reviewed someone previously who made very simple Slayer maps, but they were very fun. And Ultima Awesomes are a little bit more detailed than that, but they're still pretty simple, and they're still a lot of fun. You know, sometimes you don't have to make, you know, a whole lot for a map to be fun. And I find that with Slayer maps a lot. Maybe because I'm not a Slayer map maker. Maybe if you're a Slayer map maker, you don't appreciate, you know, less detailed Slayer maps as much, but as someone who's never really made a Slayer map, I can appreciate all sorts of them. And I think this is a lot of fun with the bridge that kind of like connects you in the middle, and you know, the boat that you can fight on. It's just, it's a fun map. I think this one is made for either 4v4 or 5v5, but I think we had a bigger game than that. This next map here is a collision course map, and this map is called K9, and it's not like the smoothest double wide map. I mean, it's got pretty flat turns, and it's, you know, a little sloppy in the forging. But this map is incredibly fun, and it is a really good collision course. It has a pretty long lap, but it's just so much fun right there. A couple takeouts. This map is awesome for taking people out because there's a bunch of like fast straightaways, and then, you know, kind of sharper turns, so you can, you know, take the fast straightaway and then nail someone on the corner, like I used to do in NASCAR Thunder. I played 2003 on GameCube and 2004 on PS2 when I was younger, and, you know, I used to, if I would play like a full race, there would only be like 8 cars left at the end, because I always just would go on the corner and smash the other racers into the wall, which is fun. And I love doing that in Halo 2. Like right there, I flipped that guy, he bounced off me, and he fell perfectly into the hole in the map, so that was awesome. Then this next part here, which is the beginning stretch, what you do is you go up this part, and then you turn around and you go back up the beginning stretch. So, you know, when some people are ahead of others, you go down the beginning stretch while other people are coming up the beginning stretch. Like right here, it's crazy. This map's mayhem. And right there, I bounce off someone's head, and I got air off of their head. That was pretty cool. But this is an awesome map. I loved it a lot. Not a whole lot of scenery, but great. Anyways, this next map here, which as you can tell is a pretty spooky looking map. It's really dark and has red lights and graves. This is a free-for-all map, but I figured it's better for infection. It looks more like an infection map, and we had such a big lobby, I think free-for-all on such a small map would be pretty chaotic. This map is called Deathcrawler, and it is one of 3 maps in his Darkness map pack. And his Darkness map pack is actually pretty awesome. I really like this right there. I got triple kill. Couldn't get private parts for the overkill quite. But, yeah, I mean, there's not too many places to hide for, there's not, like, any ways to, like, you know, screw over the zombies pretty much. But the map is very open, so sometimes it is hard for the zombie if everyone goes in one spot. But there's not a particular spot that's, like, you know, really good. A lot of people like to go in the little graveyard with the red light, and they like to jump on the graves and on the rock walls and stuff. But as you can tell, that was a pretty cool map. This is the second map in his Darkness map pack called Nightmare, and this map is just like a series of tunnels. There's a few teleporters. It's really cool because you don't really know like where the hell you are, and unless you're like super familiar with the map, it's pretty hard to, you know, get used to it because it's dark and it just has long winding hallways and stuff. It's an awesome infection map because like there's teleporters and stuff, so the zombies can sneak up on you, so it, you know, and there's hallways, so pretty much wherever you are, a zombie can get you from your left or right. And if you're at the end of the hallway, there's usually a teleporter, so it's kind of hard to hide from the zombies. So this map is really good in a fair sense to zombies, because, you know, a lot of maps have camping places and it gets really hard to kill zombies, but this map there is really no way to camp. It's an awesome map. I liked it a lot. It was pretty spooky, trying to hide from the zombies because you really can't. I got infected pretty early on though. I believe it's built by the cave with the water in it in Hemorrhage, and then I think it might connect over to the other cave. I started building a cave in that similar area to make a racetrack, but it was just, you know, it was too sharp at turns and you had to slow down too much for a racetrack, so it wasn't good. But anyways, this next map is called Elf Village, and I'm blanking on who he made it with, but I believe he made it with someone, so when I find out, I'll put an annotation or something in the video. But I believe it's supposed to just be small buildings, and, you know, it's supposed to be like, these are like big buildings and skyscrapers to, well, not necessarily skyscrapers to elves, but like large structures to elves, but they're pretty small to us. Right there, I just got taken out by someone. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty simple, he uses mostly pre-made like blocks and stuff. The buildings aren't terribly well designed, but it's still cool, and it still gives you a feel that you're in like some sort of little village. And I like the starting area is on top of this bridge, and I really like this bridge here. I flip a lot on this map, I think, on this lap, because I think this was the first time I ever played the map, so I wasn't terribly familiar with it. But right up here, there's a really cool looking fence, and I just caught the corner of the rock in the little fenced off area, and so I flipped. And up here, I catch another little rock, so it's not even like, it's just like I keep catching these little rocks, and that's why I'm flipping. But I mean, it's a pretty short map, but it's a lot of fun, especially with a lot of people, because it can get, you know, on this bridge part, it can get collision-y. Not so much on this lap that I did, but when some people are way behind others and they're going both ways, it can get pretty collision-y, so it's fun. Anyways, this next map here is the third map in the Darkness map pack, and this one is called Hazardous. Two of the maps in the map pack are free-for-all / infection, and this one is race. And this one is a pretty good map. It's a double-wide map. Again, it doesn't have like the smoothest, you know, double wide turns or anything, but I think this one's definitely a little bit smoother than K9. It has some scenery too. It has, you know, some kill balls. This part's kind of cool. You land, and I kind of got stuck on the landing. That doesn't always happen, but and underneath it is whatever they're called, landmines. And this part right here can get pretty dark. It's kind of hard to tell where you're going, but it's not. It's only for like a couple seconds. And it is part of a darkness map pack, so you can't expect it to not be dark. I really like this green tunnel here. It's you go through this like rocky green tunnel. It's just kind of cool. And then there's a jump that brings you back to the end. Well, a little drop jump. But it's still a fun map. This next map here is called Charmander, and this is his. It was supposed to be his last map in Reach. It is his last Slayer map. And again, this map is perhaps his most simple Slayer map. He just like pretty much put pieces down in this area and bordered it off a little bit. It's not very well detailed or anything, but it's an incredible map. I think I end up either coming in first or second in this game, but I was kicking ass at the beginning. This is pretty much the start of the game right here. And I become a ghost whore after I hijack that person. Right there, I just got a triple kill on the ghost after a double kill. But then someone has to ruin my fun. But this map's kind of cool because there is spawning way up on the hill, as we see right here. So there's kind of like a high ground, low ground area. I can't imagine this would work too well with teams because there's really, you know, nowhere for the teams to specifically spawn. There's no bases or anything. And I think it's too open for infection because the zombie would always be seen as soon as he came up. But it's great for free-for-all, and it's a really fun map. That brings us to the last map in the review, which is also another race map. And this map is called Neptuna 2. I never played Neptuna, I don't believe, but this is Neptuna 2. And it's got some cool jumps. It's unique. His racetrack style, he doesn't try to make perfectly smooth, you know, huge banked waves and banked turns like a lot of us do. He just tries to make, you know, fun jumps and stuff, and his jumps do work pretty well. Right there, that person drove themselves off the edge. But yeah, it's a fun little map. Kind of reminds me of Goldman 010. He used to be a part of our channel years ago, but it kind of reminds me of his style of racing, just like kind of like flatter maps, but really good. So definitely go to Ultima Awesome's file share. He's done forging and Reach. Check out all his maps. Thank you guys very much for watching. Cookie out. Nom 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 nom.